So I'm having connectivity issues. My Wi-Fi is not wanting to connect. So I'm gonna change it back over to my mom's.
Oh, we're on.
Okay. This is something. All right. I am going to hit this live button and we're going to see what happens.
We're already live, you know that.
I'm going to go out and then I'm going to come back in. This is insane. All right.
Oh, it says we're already live. This is live and in color. Janae will be back with us shortly.
Okay. Katrina, we are live.
We are live. That's what I said, girl. I was like, wait a minute, the live button is on there.
Girl, let me tell y'all, listen.
After Janae will be right back, y'all. We live.
Look, I'm over here. I'm checking my backup. Like, why does they say it's live?
It says live, girl. I went on LinkedIn. I said, oh, look at me just sitting up here.
Y'all, listen. This is real. Real stuff happening right now. So I know I had some people on, and I am so sorry, y'all, that my issues was causing this 5 minute of Katrina have to do like a show and dance.
I'm like, I don't know how to work this thing. I've never been on this platform. But I need to sign up so I can control something. We will be back.
I'm telling you. So she was ready, y'all.
I was over here scratching my head. Then I realized, I said, oh, we're live.
Real talk. Listen, I am
real women.
With real women like this stuff. I am here visiting my parents. My daddy turned 85 yesterday.
All right. Yeah.
And came in, surprised him with a couple of my other siblings. And when you're at your parents' house in the country, and I was just like, Katrina, this thing won't go live. I'm hitting the button. It won't so do right. So to everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, my apologies. We are now fully live and operational with my silly trying to dance. But with all things, we're going to have a great conversation, a great topic. So we're going to make up for the time. And before you know it, you're going to not even realize that we have that little snafu. We're talking about technical difficulties for real. Y'all think I be playing sometimes. No, it be happening. But I want to introduce you to this queen right next to me right here that's phenomenal and amazing in her own right, you guys. And I'm going to tell y'all probably like, well, why Janae camera look like that? Let me go and turn it this way, so I can not be upside down. Or maybe I should just leave well enough alone. Yeah. Well enough alone. Just call it a day, y'all. That's what we're gonna do. That's the computer didn't want to come up, but yes, we're gonna leave well enough alone. But that's why. But this young lady right here, I got a chance to be on a platform with her before, right? And it was with me and her and two more other phenomenal women. They were on this platform. That was like our first LinkedIn in November, right?
Yeah.
First one was using a brand new platform, StreamYard. Didn't know, not StreamYard, but Restream. We didn't know what that was all about, but we just did it, right? We were action takers. And when I tell you it all, it was one of those great conversations. We ain't never met each other. That was the first time. We had spoken. It was not scripted. We didn't rehearse. None of that. She was just like, hey, we're going to talk about, maybe a question like this. And that was it. But this one right here, that one right there, had never been live, really. That was her first time going live. So when I tell people, y'all need to feel the fear and do it anyway, this young lady came into my life because of an organization called the Mom Link, which I always tell you guys about, right? And we met on that audio platform that I always tell y'all about. Yeah, you heard, Clubhouse. Until y'all get tired and come join me on Clubhouse, right? And so we met up there. And that's how we started our first live and on LinkedIn. And so it pushes you to do action, but you don't have to do it by yourself. So when I threw the event, because when I tell y'all she was fire, she was knowledge on fire. And she was like, oh yeah, that was my first time. I was like, the devil is a lie. You serious? For real? She was like, yeah. And I had to go back and look at it because I was like, this woman, no, couldn't be. But there was. And when I told her, I said, I have to send her a personal message. I said, honey, I don't know. You need to stop speaking those words out of your mouth. You are a powerful speaker, and you need to be on a platform where people can hear you and hear the words coming out of your mouth because they are absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. I was like, you just blessed some people, and she gonna bless y'all today. So this young lady is a mom, y'all. She's a wife. Can't wait till y'all tell you about the household and how it works. Y'all better get ready, get your pen, your paper, so you can take these copious notes like I did. Because she's going to drop some nuggets. I'm warning you ahead of time so that you will know what she's about to do. But when I tell you she has a servant leadership and she's very passionate, y'all, about what it is that she educates you on. When it comes to business, getting yourself to be the CEO, to literally take the helm and not be playing out and doing other stuff in the background. To focus and not do hocus pocus, because it's not about magic. It's about you doing what you need to do to be successful. And when God has blessed someone with the skill set to lead you and guide you, he will give you the provisions, for your vision. And she's one of them. I want to introduce to some and reintroduce to others, none other than Miss Katrina. Hey, honey.
Janae, I'm taking you everywhere. Okay. Can you introduce me everywhere?
I'll take it. Even after the mess up, I'll take that. I gotta make up.
Clean up. That was all you. Listen, military woman, that was a clean up. If it would.
I love it. So, Miss Katrina, I didn't want to steal all your thunder and stuff. So, tell the audience a little bit about who Katrina is, what she got going on.
Well, Katrina is the CEO of Trina Foster and Associates, and I got into. I just really named my business in the last year. I have been just working with through partnerships, just doing what I do because I retired and you can understand, Janae, because you retired too. When you retire the first couple of years, it don't matter your age. You going with the definition. I'm done. I am done. I'm done. I can figure it out. I know how to work my money. I know what's coming in. I know what's going out. Once you're done and tired, you're just done and tired with that assignment. With that mission, you say, I don't know what the next one is. I don't know what I don't even know if I want a next assignment. I just want to be. And after retiring early, because of just a long story short, it did not align with me anymore as to my leadership, the changes that I wanted to make, how I wanted to impact the world. It just didn't align with me. And it became a whole mental struggle of going to work. It's like, why am I still coming here? If change is not happening, if you don't agree with what the change is, you start praying, God, move me or move them. And he'll force you sometimes to make movement and take that leap of faith. And so I finally just did it. I took a leap of faith. I said, you know what? I'm 31 years old. If I done figured it out this far, to get this far, to move up these ladders, to earn this title, and I'm not even in the military, it's the federal, it's the next step. It's the best thing, the federal government. And if you can figure it out, you know, you take it and you say, whatever. Everybody think, do you gonna leave your good government job? But my good government job didn't no longer align with the person that I saw myself evolving into, and I felt capped, just capped in, and not even the money, because you could figure it out. I felt capped in the impact that I could make, capped in the decisions of what the mission was and what that mission statement said to me, for me to be able to use my gifts into the world. And so, a girl that always loved numbers, she believes in infinite possibilities. So that's what I did. I took that leap of faith. I added it up. I said, everybody kept saying, girl, you got a husband? I'm like, yeah, but I got myself and 2 kids. Like, I mean, it's a comfort, but this is a step I have to make for me. And so I did it. And in those 5 years of doing it, I really found what I like to do. And it was to help others to define what success is, to set boundaries in their finances, and to continue developing themselves. I'm not self-made, but I'm a lot of self-taught. A lot of self-taught. And so in that, it became where I was constantly volunteering and constantly helping, answering questions. And people say, well, how did you retire at 31? I'm like, you save your money like your grandma told you. Like my grandma did. My grandma told me to save my money. And so a rainy day is always going to come. And that's been my mindset. There are always going to be my rainy days. So I've been working since I was 14, in between customer service and going to get a job before I even had to have one. So to be in a position where when you're an adult, you need a constant income, and to make that change, it was like, how are you going to, what are you going to go into the world and do? And so in searching for benefits, like companies and organizations, and getting answers of overqualified, you're overqualified and underqualified. So I spent a couple years going through that. Like, okay, I've been hiking, I lost weight, I had a weight loss journey. I went from 274 pounds all the way down to 128 pounds. That was too skinny, because I ain't never been that skinny in my life. To COVID, picking up and eating with everyone, to just seeing like, oh my God, where is the work-life balance? Like, people are complaining about jobs. And I understand, because when you come from a benefits package, it's hard to put those type of limits on yourself and then to enter retirement. So it became my focus that everybody's not going to have the opportunity to retire in any manner at 31 years old like me, or at any age, at 60, at a lot of ages, when they want to, and be able to be comfortable with it. But the real reason it's not comfortable is because it's that self-talk to yourself of what comfort really looks like. Are you striving for your goals, or are you striving for somebody else's goals? And so my business is focused around a lot of my grandmother's key sayings of, you have to prepare for living, well, so is dying, and sweep around your own front door. Those were big things to me in my life. And so that's how I prepared. I want to leave a legacy. I want my children to be in a society where it's good for them to wake up, and for them to feel that they can live their lives, and it can be painted however they want it to be painted. But it takes a lot of accountability and self, and that's where the personal development piece of my business came in, and the leadership development piece of my business came in, because it starts at home. So when working with CEOs, we provide opportunities for other people. But the opportunity, it's a lot of selfishness in the CEO. Yeah. So in that selfishness, in order for you to be a resource, your morals and characters have to show up in your business. Ooh. Your rewards have to show up. How you're rewarding yourself should be reciprocal to those that you are servicing. Those show up in your policies. That's in your procedures. You like performance awards, right? Yeah. You like to be increased. But are you really treating yourself as a business? Is your business structure and talking to that? Because your business is a whole nother person, entity. Legally, we treat it as such. So you're raising a doppelganger. That's how I think about it. My business is my doppelganger. So that's why it's Trina instead of Katrina.
Ah. I want to break down doppelganger for those who ain't watched the movie. I'm just
they better catch up. They're gonna have to catch us on it. Better. Okay, well, she is my Beyonce. That's my Sasha Fierce.
that all basically, y'all, that alter ego. And
that alter ego.
I see me post her social media in the comments. It is ℯ𝒂𝓃.com, and I was just like, well, maybe Katrina was taken. You know what I mean? Like, and she don't even spell her name Katrina with a K; it's with a C. So it's not like a normal Katrina. But I was like, well, maybe it was taken, you know. But no, she just broke it down and telling us who she is and about herself and her organization as to how she came up with her business name. And you know what? This is opening up the door for some education right now, because that was so key to me. You said a lot of good things, and girl, I always tell them, y'all know what I got, y'all already know I got my notes and stuff, I'm writing them. But one, y'all, she retired at 31. Let's go back. She retired at 31. How many times have we had this discussion that age, or I should say retirement, is not about age? It is about income. And then she said, my granny. Yeah, we was thinking our grannies was putting that money underneath the shoebox and out there and burying. Yeah, they was doing all that too. But some financial principles might not be the same that our grandparents taught us. But I've always heard save for a rainy day. But that was the emergency. Save for a rainy day. Save for a rainy day. Never said, but they just said, make sure you have it to save it for a rainy day. So all the little pennies and everything was going in these jars and these containers. I would always want to know what my grandma did with all that stuff. Everything. She like, go out there, find some pennies, y'all. We would go penny hop. Like y'all were hot for search for gold. We was going out there looking for pennies. My grandma would take them and have the roll, because it makes 50 cents, and add them together. And I was just like, not loose change. People just own the. So I was like, when you said that came to my mindset. And then you talked about the values and the morals. Whoa, hello, somebody. Your mission, your vision, and everything within your company, if you're an entrepreneur, should have your values. People should look at that and know where you're coming from. People should know your stance. The Chick-fil-A CEO, that woman, everybody knows her stance, period. He is not known and support anything that is not in alignment with her or her company. So all her employees are off on Sundays, period. Now, they are off. Sorry.
Like, don't even do a franchise attached and associated with our name and be open on a Sunday. If you're going to be associated, you're going to follow what our core beliefs are for running this business, because that's the privilege that you have.
Absolutely. And I brought her up because she has some of the strong morals and values for a company that has she's kind of come under fire for some things and her beliefs. But she did not falter, nor did she not waver. And is Chick-fil-A out of business?
No, but look, isn't it funny? She don't take everybody money either. She keeps you can have it's not always about money. For her, it's about impact. And what are you getting into it for? Because you can have the money. But if you go read them Chick-fil-A missions, you can have all your ducks, your good credit. But if your credibility is your name, your morals, and if you don't go to that interview ready to give in alignment with the Chick-fil-A mission, you can keep your $15,000 to get started.
Period. Because all money ain't good money. And she just proved, when you said values and morals, by sticking to your values and morals, what God has for you, I don't push religion on nobody, that's my disclaimer, but I know who the one that we associate ourselves with. What he has for you is simply for you. Don't sweat the small stuff. Period. Don't do it. Keep yourself. You got to have your morals. You got to. And then this was it right here, y'all. When she said that her name, because it's going to segue us to how important it is. She taught you a quick, really run through of her story, how she got established. But she said, my doppelganger, my alter ego, my Sasha Fierce, my Trina Foster is the name of my company because of her being my alternate. And y'all got to go look that up because, you know, it's deep when you actually read on it and you can speak on it and understand it, right? And I just really hadn't heard no one having one for business. That's what got me, right? That's like, oh, wait a minute.
Listen, the authors, all those people. I love art. I'm very into literature, to literary arts, and they had writers. Look at Danielle stealing all her names.
That part. And you're right, because they're like ghostwriters and they're writing on their pen names and all that.
Under pen names and stuff.
Are. Yes.
That's all of them showing up, but that's not who you can show up as every day. And so I learned at work, I was more of Trina, because Katrina got to be a mother. She's got to consider a whole lot more of other people and their goals and things than Trina does. Trina got the one mission, and it's from the source, and she just goes with, you know what I figure out is going to work out what's best. I'm going to have everybody's best interest in mind. I can listen to everybody, and I can take the emotional attachments out. That Trina, I've learned, is my full emotional intelligence person. She puts all the other stuff to the side, and it is directly, this is it. This is what's right. This is what's defined. This is our battle plan. I heard everybody together.
Hey, Dr. Charlene. I just thought, Charlene.
Good afternoon. I do like this platform, though.
And it's like, Mom, you better speak on it. Yes, ma'am. This is real talk with real woman grinding. This is no fluff. This is straight up stuff. I tell my guests, say what you want to say and mean what you say, period. You know, she already told you, Trina couldn't deal with them folks. She had to separate the two. So that is good. That is so good, Katrina, because the simple fact, sometimes people, you have to do that. I was just on a coaching call, and the young lady was like, man, I got to a point in my business when I got so upset, and she exploded. Something that had never been herself. She took her. So, girl, that was good. Totally out of her character. And because it did, she said, I had to redirect some things. I had to redirect myself. I had to redirect what I was doing because it shouldn't be this way. So Trina then found a way to separate that, and she ain't even got to worry about that. She's like, Trina, you handle this. Katrina's going to handle this. Period. Got her lanes, her zones, her right and left limits, so she can focus straight ahead. And y'all think that's something. Let me tell you. We're about to talk about some money right now. Because girl, y'all thought she was passionate now. Now let her talk about this money. First and foremost, she said, I was retired at 31. I did this for myself. My husband could work, yes, but I had my ducks in a row. But I was like, I know I can make money. I know I can monetize. I know the financial literacy of things, right? I know how to make that work. The confidence, the bold statement that she made, a lot of people are not confident in. You don't know where your next bread and butter gonna come from. So woe is me. No, did y'all not hear the words coming out? I knew I had all this was direct confidence. Not many people, when they retire, literally retire. How many of you know that most people go back into the workforce when they retire from one job and go to another? I know for the military, that's the truth, right? We leave the military and soldier, and then you'll see us as a green suit one day, Katrina. The next thing we see in our suit, our dress, be like, hey, Mr. Such versus, Private Joe or, whatever the case. We'll flip it all just like that. But we did, not even leaving the job we had to do the same job in civilian. So when you said, hey, you got to a point that was not her calling. She was like, I needed to check out. I knew I needed to check out, and I just had to figure out what it was that I was going to do to make and continue to flow, even though I was still okay. Now, Katrina, you talked about your household and your children. Your mindset is not just yours by itself. This mindset catches fire throughout the whole household, correct?
Correct. Everybody in the household has to. Everybody has to be working on their goals. Let's just whatever your vision is, we need to be figuring it out. We have to. Everybody has to pull their part for it to work as a whole. So we all have rules, regulations, policies, procedures, tasks, contract, and mind you that since you brought up the contract, which yes, we have a clean policy contract. You know they done lost their contract. They lost their contract, Janae. They done lost their contract. So I had to I'm reprinting the contract. And so since I'm gonna teach another lesson. It's gonna be a part 2. I'm gonna drop the revision. So since you lost the contract, I can make all the changes I want to. You don't.
Ooh, let me help y'all understand. So this is clean contract is something she has between her and her smalls. Now, how old are those babies?
Well, they're 12 and 13. My son just turned 12 on the 18th, and so they're 12 and 13. And the clean room policy is about being it's your expectations, just as you have on the job, about your attendance policies and your expectations, your duties assigned, your compensation, because they are compensated. They have an award system or payment system, because it's past just an allowance at this point. My daughter is applying to different magnet programs, and one of the schools that she's applying to, you start corporate work study in the 9th grade is a requirement. So that was when she started looking for that. And I know how I accelerated. I graduated high school early and started college early. And that's part of the reason of why I was able to retire early, is because I worked at McDonald's, but I quickly left McDonald's to go and take a job that was an hour from my house to work in a call center. And then from a call center, I've worked in banking. I've had one what everybody considered a job that I was too young for, and moving up quickly from accounting's department to all the way to starting at the government at 19 or 20. I was 19 or just turned 20 when I started at the Department of Treasury. So staying there and being moving fast. My kids, I expect the same thing. I expect them to have that in them. If it's in you, it's in you. It's DNA. So that's what science tells me. So I expect that to have them in them. Their dad is the same way. He's a fast mover. He likes to move up. He's gonna go in and do it. So that is an expectation. But also being kids, if you let them be lax, they're gonna be lax. They're gonna enjoy their video games. So there has to be rules. I don't have a maid, not yet. I don't have one yet now. And I actually grew up with someone coming to my grandma's house and assisting with cleaning up and those things. But still, even with that, I still had a requirement where I had to keep my room clean, regardless of anybody else. And the same thing goes for them. If you don't, cut out that game, cut out that phone time. These things are tasks for them to input, for them to be a citizen. They have to learn these things at home. So the citizenship starts in this community. We are a village of 4, and when our village goes out, and that's what we put out to everybody else. So it starts at home for me. And I laid it out because I'm tired of talking. So I'm tired of repeating myself to the same people.
Girl, you didn't just lay it out, y'all. And like, oh, they don't do allowance, and they got to do tasks, and they get paid versus allowance because they now citizens, and they've been trained and brought up that it starts right with the village, with us, right?
This is the village.
Now you dropped this nugget because you was like, hey, I use this right here. They get paid, and oh, by the way, if they don't do the work, I go in there and we do what we call a withholding. Girl, speak on that.
So there's an app called ℠𝑒ℏ, and a lot of the banking systems, it's just that I actually started them with this this app. My kids have had this app since they were about 5 and 6, because they are the first grandchildren and first great grandchildren. And so my daughter she got her first cell phone at 5 from great grandparents, because great grandparents said they didn't want to call my phone. They want to call her phone directly. And she was into pageants and all of this stuff. So they paid for it. But think of kids getting that early on. So it became with we taking the phone early on. We got to teach phone time early on. It's tantrums. So we started with a lot of those things early and having to break those habits. Like, wait a minute. First of all, my parents ain't give me a phone this early, so I didn't even understand how. And I'm raised by my grandma, and she treated me like she raised my dad and her nieces and nephews, because my dad's on. I didn't get cut that much slack. Like, I had to eat my food before I could eat dessert. These kids get away with a lot. Like, they making it hard for me to raise them in the same manner. And so I had to be the parent, because it is a blessing to have grandparents, great grandparents. And so I can't argue with them too much, because it's a blessing for them to even be able to be spoiled by them, because it's spoiled. And that's just what it is. But as parents, I had to break, and we have to put our foot down. And so the best thing for me, organization is fun. It's a clear communication of it gives them a chance to come to the table. I discuss it with them. The tasks are what they are, because unfortunately this assigned job is, we are assigned together. I gave birth to you. Your assignment is here. So unfortunately we stuck with some of these duties, but we can discuss whether or not you feel fair. And that's why they're in things like debate, because I want them to be able to communicate. And when they get on a job, be able to have a self-assessment and talk about their performance and speak to why they deserve these raises and negotiate things for themselves and be comfortable. So if you can have those conversations with me now at the table with your parent, you should be able to stand up anywhere. You should be able to know how to research and articulate what you're trying to achieve. And you should know your worth, your value, and how your skills translate so that you can get what you need to out in the real world. So those are the reasons why the structure is because I know that I need to prepare them to be able to advocate for themselves. I have to prepare them to self-discipline themselves. I have to prepare them to feel the feeling of self-conviction. Because that's the purpose of the discipline for me. The discipline is actually them disciplining themselves. Like, they have to do exercises. It's kind of military. I should have went to the military. I'm give me some wall squats. Like
real Sergeant Katrina, boy, for real. Listen, I just put the app right there, you guys, for y'all to see. ℯ𝑒℃ app for children. Because just talking, what it is that they're doing linear transactions, right? Where they're doing that, trading that time in for money.
Yes, you put in your task, you choose the pay. And it has updated so much. It also has a section where they're going to learn financial literacy. Now, I'm a financial literacy coach, and I'm certain, I have licenses in investment stocks, but our kids don't learn. It goes in one ear. I'm gonna say it goes in one ear, floats around the head, and goes out the other, because it don't come out the mouth for them to repeat like I told it to them. But they learn it from somewhere else, and it flows. And the people like, oh, they already knew this. They were able to participate. And I'm going, oh wow, they paid attention to me. But the app is part of reinforcement with the financial literacy that I teach. And so that they get it in a fun way. So I also get to reward them for creating a budget. It has a savings account. You can send the link to family and friends for them to add money to it. But there's a lot of learning and assignments on the ℯ𝑒℃ as well. And they can inbox me or send me a message or send your message, and I'll send them a link. I think there's a promotion for it. And it's all the way up to the age of 18. So you can use it and teach for any level, any skill level, any age up to 18. Now, I do want to say about the ℯ𝑒℃ that I'm learning with my 13-year-old, just because of how the world is that now it's probably time for me to transition to maybe Chase, Wells Fargo, Capital one of the other banks, because she want to do Cash App. And ℯ𝑒℃ does not allow all of those type of external transactions. They're very protective as to
children. Nice.
You can't go to any old ATM machine, like just an ATM machine at the gas station. They don't want the kids anywhere. So it's very safe. You can block out different companies. You can block out transactions. But I don't even have Roblox. Yes. It has its own Roblox. They will call you quickly and say, "Did you authorize this PlayStation?" And I'm like, "PlayStation is that's their own money. They can spin it up on PlayStation."
Yes, yes. Listen, I wanted to drive this home before we end it because her grandmother taught her, and now she is teaching her children. But somehow, some way, that is not being the norm across the board in different cultures. I'm not just going to say one particular, but in different cultures. We're all struggling, it seems like. Some are a little more speedier than others. And we can't say the education system, because we all know that, unfortunately, she said something earlier about a magnet school and them starting corporate what?
Corporate work study. And
corporate work study.
They are hired and paid and kept on. And these kids even brag that over the summer, because it pays for the tuition during the school year. But a lot of these companies hire them on it in like 13, 14, and they make $30 an hour during the summer. Like, what? I'm like, girl, you better get that money.
That part. And so with that, they're already learning to build somebody else's dream. Because when you're young and you're getting above minimum wage, you're winning, right? Because you still stay at home with mom and dad. You don't have any bills to pay. So life is looking really good. Why would you dare want to build your own dream when you're doing so good building somebody else's? And I don't knock 9 to 5, but that goes back to our literacy and understanding of finances, but also entrepreneurship and careers. I said and because we only focus on one. And Elon Musk is what? Not a career. He's a who? An entrepreneur who has what? Rockets going to the freaking moon, bought a social media platform, supported this new AI that's killing the game right now. So you understand what I'm saying is that she just showed you the example. Remember, she ain't a paid actress. This ain't scripted. I didn't tell her to say X, Y, and Z. I just knew when she talked on this that somebody else needed to hear this because it's going to be beneficial for them and their family to pay it forward. Legacy building is not, necessarily leaving just money. Okay, anybody can leave some money. You die. Hopefully you got insurance, and then they got some money to pay the bills and do whatever. But again, I said pay the bills. But how do they know that? How do they know what to do if you don't leave the knowledge to go with the money? Because if you leave all the money in the world, they're going to be broke, busted, disgusted when you left them because you didn't educate them on how to make that money make more money.
Exactly. And when educating, and here's the big thing when it comes to why I really chose finance and personal development, is because they do go hand in hand as to how you are going to create the synergy for your time, your energy, your resources, yes. And to make those work for what you want to achieve. It's customizable. You have to, how we talked about, like our parents, they only knew to hide money certain ways. You still have to hide money sometimes for yourself, and you put it in buckets. But the world has evolved, and your education has evolved, and so your exposure was then to take that education and move further to learn different types of access to accounts. Now, I know numbers is not everybody's thing. I've always loved numbers, sociology, social science, economics. I loved Fred Hampton. And so I'm big on social issues, and most of our financial issues because of our behavior and the things that we don't say no to in ourselves when we know it's wrong, or the things that feel good, but you don't want to feel good to you, but you don't accept that it feels good to you because it may not be feeling good to other people. All of those are part of you creating your budget, you creating how you want your money to flow, what policies that you have in place. Now, I wrote out my policies because it is, in the structure of my house, is labeled out as if how you structure a business and an organization, because somebody else has to follow it. And they also need a blueprint because that blueprint, they're going to want to take that money and do differently. But it's the core values of what you're teaching. You have to show the value of why you're paying bills. You're not paying bills because you're making somebody else rich. You're paying bills because you're contributing to the resource that is needed, because you like these lights on, you like these groceries, you like this food. Inflation is going to happen. We are all hungry for more people. If you in things, resources decrease, because there are a lot of areas that people are moving away from and new people are not stepping into. So we have to expose a lot of different things. We have to talk about our usage of recycle, reuse, reduce. We have to go back to the basics.
The basics. Recycle, reuse. They just slept on that. They AG didn't kick in. Some of them don't even know what
my age, but I'm like, come on. I'm even talking to my kids like, y'all remember Captain Planet? Like, it's like that in adulthood, but we got to put that in there. Some stuff is a network. Like, we have to work together, and we have to start, on the science. We have to start treating our resources, our planet better, and that includes ourselves and our people. And we have to show people in a blueprint. It is really, how you run your money and how I run my money is not going to be duplicatable. We have two different households. We have two different personalities. You may need 4 or 5 accounts, and I need about 6 accounts, because everybody needs their own stuff for me. I need a house account. I need a Katrina account.
Say that.
And everybody is aware. So even in my marriage, my husband, he just need 1 account. That's just him. That's all he want to keep up with me. But he knows Katrina needs about 2 or 3 for herself. And so that's different. We have a family budget and an individual budget. Those business budget. Everything has a spot. And so you have to make that room of being customized and knowing what products are going to work for your personality. Janae, you went out. So I'll keep going. So anybody that's listening, you can reach out to me. I'm pretty sure that Janae has our information tags. You can find me on here on LinkedIn or at Ⅎ𝒛𝑒𝒏foster.com. The Calendly is posted up there, and I look forward to speaking to you all. I'm gonna sit a minute and wait on Janae and see here if she comes back on. This is why I don't like these lives. I told Janae I was camera shy, people. The technical difficulties. If you're in person, you don't have all of this internet problems. Like, I'm gonna be real with y'all, since the camera is going out anyway. This here is my issue with social media. Okay, I had said I was only doing podcasts for this.
Listen. This is taking her out. This is stretching her out of her comfort zone and getting her into her money zone.
You know why? Technology make your money look funny, and it don't be you. It be AI. Too many people home on the internet or the system being used, and they think I got bad internet service, but it's AT&T.
That part. But here's the deal. People want to see who you are, right? But one-on-ones, there's nothing like that personal connection. So she just dropped some valuable nuggets as we get ready to close out again with unintentional techno difficulty happening. But in the fact of the matter, stating that by the way, guess what? This is why I like one-on-one personal connections face to face. A lot of us is a little bit back from them because of the pandemic. So she had to learn some things during the pandemic from what she was accustomed to now switching it up online. A challenge for her and a challenge for many. You ain't the only one. That's what I want to tell you. You're not in this by yourself. Everyone who's all different walks of life, even in a different industry, have some of the same similar issues. And that's why we do Real Talk with Real Women Grinding every Thursday, faithfully at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I can get you guys in front of the individuals who are like you and me that have these same issues being successful in their business. It happens.
Girl,
technical difficulty happens.
This is the whole reason I started following everything mompreneur. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna build with women. I'm gonna follow these statistics that says in 2045, women will be the top millionaires. We're already trending based on how our emotional intelligence and how we spend our money by investing with our heart. Our money goes to our top priorities, which is why I'm starting a series called Budgeting. And budgeting is based on your passion, priorities, and your process, where we're going to talk about you putting down the policies in your life that should reflect, just like your business, about your leadership. Are you setting your mission statements and your guiding principles to go around your budget and your personal development so that you can create a career learning path? And entrepreneurship, this is what I want to tell you. Everybody has separated entrepreneurship out of the title of career. And I had to do some research on that because entrepreneurship is a career. A career is considered what you're passionately spending your time on. And so we are entrepreneurship. We separate ourselves because it can be a dog eat dog world. It feels that way out here because it feels like you're in competition with the next person. And me, I'm like, no, because I know I'm not for everybody. I'm trying to link up. Okay. I talk to so many other people that are in my industry and that we don't sell the same products.
Right.
Because it is the best interest of the person in front of you. You know you're not for everybody.
That's hard.
I can slide it over to my other friend who does different types of insurance, different types of investment policies, or they speak to different policies. They may do their policies different, but based on that client and the way that client mindset is, I'm going to say, you know what? This is for you. I'm not going to car salesman you my product. It is a conversation because this is a legacy for me. For me, while I have a team, my one-to-one clients, we family. We going places. Like I want to know your kids and your kids know my kids if possible. That is the purpose of me doing it as Trina Foster and Associates versus me going to a company. I could easily go back into the world. For me, it would be easier to actually go do a 9-to-5. It's less licenses. It's less, financial wise, it can move a whole lot better for me. But for me and the person that I became, I don't want to spend that much time in somebody's office. So I had to either adjust and create a structure for me to support a business that says, for me, it is God. And so I'm like you, I respect everybody's belief. My main thing is it right or wrong? And that's what we agree on, was right and wrong. And that pro-choice in the middle, and you go your way and I go mine. Shalom. Peace.
Girl, with that, I'm gonna drop the mic pen. Done, son. You heard? That was the icing on the cake with the cherry on top. Y'all got all of that. I don't even need to rehash that. That was it. Katrina, you started this popping all by yourself because I was having technical difficulty, and you just ended it just as nice. And for that, I'm going to say thank you, my love, so much for being a guest today. We truly, truly appreciate it. I know you have blessed someone. Listen, I'm going to put her connections in the comment section. So all y'all got to do is click on it because I know we 7 seconds, right? And y'all don't believe in putting it up here. So we're going to allow you to look in the comments, and you're going to be able to do that as well. So I'll put it on the Facebook one. I'll also put it in the on the LinkedIn one. And on the YouTube. Yeah, I'm getting a little YouTube savvy, y'all. Just a little, not a lot. So, but I'll be able to do that so you guys can reach out and touch her. Talk about the Go Henry. She has a special link for that too as well. And I'm gonna have to get that Go Henry myself for this little Gloria. Lord. She says, Mama, money do grow on trees. I said, for real, Gloria? Yes, because it's paper.
Resources. You better but see, I gotta talk to my girl. We gotta talk about mineral stocks and stuff now. I gotta get her early so she
I was like this. I couldn't say nothing but yeah, you're right. You're right, boo. You're right. I said you're absolutely right. So we got to do another terminology for that one right there, because that's where her mind is. So that's why I know I need to get to go Henry for that mindset, period. So you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we'll be here same time, same bat channel next Thursday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate y'all for struggling through the first few minutes. If y'all hit the hashtag replay, thank you so much. If this is not for you, guess what I want y'all to do? I want you to pay it forward to somebody who you know is going to bless, right? You know, we like likes, we like hearts, and we like shares, because sharing is caring, like Gloria said. And if y'all can do this, if y'all in the position to do so, Katrina, go and help me out right here, because we didn't have our theme music because of technical difficulty, but we're going to close out like we got our theme music. So I want you to put your hands in the air, love. So everybody raise your hand. If you're driving, don't do this. Raise your hands in the air. Now wave them like you just don't care. Hey, come on, party people. Say everywhere. Scream. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now I want y'all to take y'all hands that y'all so freely had a dance party with, because it's that type of day, right? You're going to crisscross them, and you're going to have this right hand go on your left shoulder. You're going to have this left hand go on your right shoulder, and you're going to give yourself a big old squeeze. So consider yourself hugged virtually, and we love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do but simply love us back. So if no one has told you you were loved today, guess what? We just did. If no one gave you a hug, we just sent you one virtually, right? So consider yourself hugged and loved on this Thankful Thursday. Pay it forward to someone else that you know and bless them as well. With that being said, take care, everybody. Thank you for your support. We out. Bye-bye.